Hello guys, this is Sheila D. I am back with another video. Over here in this pan over here guys, I got some pork, ground pork here. I just want a little bit, so I am going to let that cook. And then over here I have some hamburger meat, and I am going to put this into the pan. And what I am about to prepare, guys, is some dirty rice. Okay? But I just want a little taste. I'm not going to cook a big old pot full. So what we are doing now is browning our pork and our ground beef. And we're going to brown it for about maybe 10 minutes. I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible, guys. But I want to show you how I make my dirty rice. You know, some people put a lot of meat in there. I don't. I put just a little bit. So, over here, guys, I have some onions. I have some pepper. I got some accent and some salt. So what I am going to do here is I am going to cut up my green onions as small as I can get them. And you want to cut them as small as you can get them. So I have 3 green onions, and I am going to cut them up in small pieces because I am going to put them into the pot with my ground beef and my ground pork. Like I said, guys, cut your green onions as small as you can get them. And if you got one of the machines to chop them up, you can use that also. You want them real fine. But you want your green onions as small as you can get them. Go into this recipe. So cook your pork and your beef down real as good as you can. Make sure it's well done, because you want all the red out of it. So let me show you how that's coming along, guys. So we're going to keep cooking that until it get brown, okay? So while that's cooking, I am going to go back over here and cut these green onions up. So you want your green onions as small as you can cut them. You want them real small. And then you put your green onions over here to the side. Then over here I got some regular white onions I am going to put in this recipe. And I already cut them, but I'm going to cut them some more if we want them as small as we could get them. Then over here on this side I have a green pepper. And we're going to cut that up as small as we can get it. And we're going to add it into our pot with our ground beef and our ground pork. And just keep turning the beef and the pork. And then you can chop it up a little bit as small as you can get it. So what I'll do is I'll use my knife and just kind of cut it up as small as I can get it. And just let it cook, guys. Just let it keep simmering. And now I'm going to go back over here and cut my green peppers while my green peppers, I am going to cut them up as small as I can for this recipe. So while that is cooking, I am going to go ahead and add my accent. And I am going to add some salt. I got about a pinch of salt on there to bring the flavor out. I have some pepper here. We are going to let that cook. And we are going to put our onions in there. Let that start cooking. And while the onions are simmering a little bit, we're going to go back over here and cut our green peppers up. Cut them up as small as you can get them, guys. And if you want, and you got some red peppers, you could add a pinch or two of red peppers into this recipe. And another reason why I only cook a small amount of this, because I don't want to overdo, take the taste from this recipe away, putting a lot of hamburger meat or pork meat in here. I just want a little taste. Just a little meat in it, not much. So what I am going to do is stir it up and let the onions cook. So my onions is cooking really good. Then I am going to add my green peppers into this recipe and my green onions into the recipe. And I am going to stir it up. And like I said, chop your ground beef and your pork up in small pieces as you can get it. Okay, now that is cooking. Okay, guys, we're going to go back over here and we are going to get this container here. We got a little soy sauce. We're going to drop that into our pot and let it cook down a little bit. So, we got our pork sausages, we have our hamburger meat, we have green onions, green peppers, and we have a half of white onion in here, and some soy sauce. We have some accent, a pinch of salt and pepper into our recipe here. Okay, guys, so as you can see, it's cooking pretty good. And over here, if you saw my last video, we cooked some rice into a rice pot, and I am going to show you how that came out. And another reason, guys, while I cook just a little bit of ground beef and hamburger meat, as you can see, I don't have a lot in there. And then I really don't have a lot of grease in here or nothing like that, okay? So that's why I cooked a small amount. So over here, I am going to take and I am going to put my rice into the pot, and we are going to stir it up really good. We're not going to use this whole pot of rice, guys, okay? So we are going to stir that up really good. And you can add some more rice as you go if you feel that you need more rice into this recipe. So as you can see, guys, I stirred that up really good. We're mixing it up really well. going to put one more thing of rice in there, just a little bit. Okay. So after you get your rice in there and get it all mixed up together good, we are going to add our base to it, dirty rice base. And remember I showed you that I was going to use this ingredients here. So what I did is I put some water in here and I drained all the juices off of there. I did not use the rice out this pot. So I just love this taste. So, you know, really it's a waste of money because I'm throwing away rice, but I don't want the rice in a box. I want some fresh rice. So that's why I did that. So if anybody know where I can get a mixture like that, just for dirty rice, and it don't have rice in it or nothing, it's just a season, let me know. Give me a comment. So what I am going to do is add this into my rice and my meat, and I am going to let this simmer for about 20 minutes. And you don't have to let it cook as long. You just let it simmer, let all the juices cook out, and once you do that, as you can see, I only put a little bit in there. And so what I do with this extra, if I don't use it today, because I probably won't, because I got enough of water in there, what I do is I take that and I put it up and freeze it. So the next time that I'm going to cook some dirty rice, it'd be so good. Because once you freeze this, all the flavors get in there. And I use it. So that's the type of cook I am. I'm just creative. And I tell you, my meals come out great. You should try this recipe. And just let, like I said, just let all this juice cook out. And then you'll be ready to serve it. Because it's almost done. But I would let it cook for about 10-15 minutes and let it just simmer on top of the stove. Because you really ain't got to cook it that long. And just let all the water cook out of it. And you might even want to add you a little more rice to it. But it's up to you what your tastes are, guys. I was just showing you something new. Or to some people, you didn't cook it before. So this is just a new way of doing it. Or, you know, a way I do it. And it always turn out pretty good, guys. So I'll be posting a picture, a finished picture of my meal today. And let you guys see how it came out. And also, I have my my duck. And I am going to get that out and show you guys that duck. And this is what I am going to eat with my dirty rice today. This is duck, guys. And guys, you have a wonderful and nice day. And I hope I was able to share something nice with you today that you can use for you and your family to enjoy a nice meal. Bye-bye.